Hey, thanks for joining us on Cha with Laura and Leah. Cha is a podcast and video series of us just having tea with our friends. Cha, as you probably know, means tea in many languages, including our language of Korean. We are two diasporic Koreans that are inspired by that quote that I think many of us have heard by Nina Simone, which paraphrased is that the role of the artist is to reflect the times. And so we are inviting our friends over for tea to talk about our values, our art, our creativity, our dreams for the world that we are all envisioning and imagining and co-creating. And, Cha is our offering to the collective to invite you in and to hopefully serve as inspiration for you to then go on and hold your own in-person conversations. Virtual is beautiful. We are here right now virtually, and this is a gift. And also, there is a particular magic that is generated when we are literally sharing space and air and tea together. So, brew a pot for yourself, join in, and we're so grateful to be connected to you.
Hello to the beautiful community of Cha with Laura and Leah. I am your co-host, Laura Chung. And with all full transparency, Leah and I have contributed our own funds to season 1 and season 2. We've paid for the production and all of the editors ourselves. And now we are moving into the next phase of filming season 3, and we are starting to fundraise for that. In lieu of sponsorships, where we would have to read out ads during our podcast and video series, we wanted to reach out to our community first to support us so that you are part of the co-creation process. We are raising $1,000 to cover the cost of the studio in Los Angeles and all of our editors who help us make this possible. Thank you so much for your support, and we appreciate everything. Everything is linked down below for you to learn more. Bye.
Well, welcome to Cha, Sarinya. It's so nice to have you.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
person.
Yeah, finally.
I mean, it's so interesting to, we're very adamant that, this is going to be an in-person, show, an in-person, get together. That's Kinley. But it's so interesting because, we've already talked. You were on my podcast, and we all, know each other. And so it's nice to just, be together and in person.
The same space.
Yeah, in the same space. So thank you for coming down. Well, we're wearing masks today, which, which I know is really important to you. You are the founder of Angry Asian Women.
Yes.
Maybe you can just tell us about that and what the role of masks are. And
sure.
Such a good name, by the way.
Yes.
Thank you. All of our events at Angry Asian Women are mask mandatory, and we give away masks and COVID tests, which
I got
received recently. We had a mailing of COVID tests because the Trump administration canceled that program for folks. So in our small way, we wanted to
told you.
Hi.
Yep.
We wanted to, still give the service to people who need it. A lot of disabled people can't go to distros to pick up their COVID tests, which is what a lot of mutual aid groups do. So, it's important because masking is being criminalized. And a lot of disabled people need masking because COVID is still an issue. There's a lot of people that we all know who have long COVID. Every time they get COVID, it just wrecks and wrecks and wrecks their system, and they really can't get it anymore. And there is no revolution, there's no movement without disabled people. Yeah. And this is a very small minor thing that we can all do to show solidarity with them and to also make the safe space not only for them but for us too, because I don't want to get COVID and
not just COVID though.
Everything, yeah.
Also, don't breathe on me. I don't want your germs on me.
But I don't want to be sidelined because I'm organizing a ton of stuff, and I don't want to be oh, sorry, we're not doing this because I got sick. And there's a lot of people like that who we work with acupuncturists, whose like bodies are their line of work and they cannot get sick, and they might not be disabled, or they might be, but you know, it's like something that people have to prioritize. And this administration with the mask bans at Columbia University, there's a proposed mask ban in New York State with Kathy Hochul.
And what would that mean? That would mean literally it's illegal to wear a mask in public? Is that what
I mean, there is a mask ban in Nassau County and Long Island. So from my understanding is, yes, it is like against the law. However, it's only used to prosecute Palestine protesters.
Right.
And that's basically where like the development of these mask bans come from. However, it does negatively affect disabled people the most, people who need masking. You know, Republicans and fascists want us to not care about our health and to not like protect our identity, and mask bans is a way of doing that. So screw them, wear a mask.
Well, also, I remember just like when it became a thing during, like, when was it, 2021 maybe, is when it started really becoming a thing. And there was like a real divide between people who were like, obviously I'm going to protect myself and protect others, and then the people that were like, my rights to put whatever I want on my face or not. And like, I think all of us being from collectivist Asian cultures, like the latter was so bizarre, right? You're like, what are you mad about?
Trader Joe's. 2020 was just so weird. Like, there were the anti-vaxxers, there were the anti-maskers. It's like, what is wrong with you, right?
Yeah, they want, like fascists want a sick, disabled population to control.
Right.
So,
and that's also why our healthcare is for profit.
Yes, they want to vilify us for looking out for ourselves, and this is a very like cheap and easy tool to take care of ourselves. And I feel like it should be a part of everyone's like radical discipline is to mask.
I love that.
So when did your anger start
Angry Asian women? Wait, can we show the logo too? You have it on your...
I
have a sticker.
Yeah.
I actually have some gifts for you all. Maybe you can...
Not for you, Kinley. It's not yours.
Camera of some of this stuff.
Oh my god. Yay. Angry Asian Feminists Unite.
This is
a 95 mask.
Oh man.
And
the good ones.
I'm not sure if you all have pepper spray.
I do not.
I'm so excited about this.
So,
oh my
which
gosh.
color? Purple.
You have the black one?
Do you like purple?
Oh my gosh, sure.
Okay.
Yeah, of course. That's the Aries. Look.
And I just want to say that, like, a couple of weeks ago, I was with a friend.
Gosh. My children are gonna steal this.
Oh, that's fun. Well, if you're okay with that.
Of course. Oh,
I love these.
thank you.
Thank you so much.
We get presents? What?
I have like a whole store. You got the new sticker.
Wait, I'm so excited.
Oh my
about
gosh.
this pepper spray. Like, you have no idea.
Oh, let me tell you. So
You have you have a rape whistle?
I have a rape whistle.
Right.
Oh,
and,
nice.
And the thing that I got from you, the
Kubaton. Yeah.
Kubaton.
I have some
Ooh.
stickers, some Know Your
smells out
Rights
here.
ice stickers, and We Love Trans stickers designed like I Love New York.
Oh, that's so cool.
And these are leftover postcards from our Lunar New Year action, but
beautiful. Oh my gosh, they're so beautiful.
But yeah, so a couple weeks ago, I was walking with my friend in Greenpoint, and like these two women get assaulted like 100 feet behind us.
What? Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I like kind of stopped carrying my pepper spray, and I started again because of that. I really think that because like a lot of men don't go to therapy. The uncertainty of the times, it's like they're turning towards violence as like some kind of catharsis, but like we have to protect ourselves against fascists.
And you have to carry this on your in your hand basically,
or in your pocket.
Oh, just like have it in easy reach.
Yeah, like some people, if they're like coming out from the train or somewhere where you feel uneasy, you can like put it in your pocket and like, try to just have it in your hand. I do recommend going to our link tree. There's a really good video on how to use.
Okay, you need like a tutorial first.
Yeah.
Right? Like to just, This is all so beautifully made.
Thank you. You like the
so
zine?
beautiful.
There's a lot of cool
look
stuff
at that.
in there for these times. The beginning is about it's art and writing about hate crimes towards Asian folks, and then there's like portraits from Cindy Trin, my friend who's an amazing photographer, of people who've been assaulted in New York City, most of them on the subway, and they're writing about the incidents.
Yeah.
And the other half is a resource section which talks about safety, self-defense, and organizing and direct action.
And you've been doing this for years, right?
For 3 years.
For 3 years. So, and
Not that long.
No, not at all. I mean, I've been an organizer.
you've been an organizer for a long time, yeah. But then the Angry Asian Women.
Fairly new.
And I think you're one of the few like anti-Asian hate like aware organizations or even people who included Palestine into the conversation.
Islamophobia.
Yeah, and Islamophobia. I was so disappointed after Al-Aqsa flood to see so many people who were like, yay, Asian safety.
And then silent.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hypocritical. It's hypocritical because there was a rise in Islamophobia, and these people are Asian too.
Yeah.
Like, there's so many Asians who are affected by Islamophobia. The only difference is skin tone.
Right.
So, like, it's just, what is this? Like, Asians are only, like, East Asians and light-skinned? No.
I mean, there is that hierarchy within like the Asian community, right? Like,
Stop Asian Hate highlights that by being silent about Islamophobia.
Right.
And that's exactly what this book is about. Angry Asian Feminists Unite.
Yeah.
It's like uniting the Asian community. It's like, we're not just East Asian.
I like to go on their Instagram and type that every now and then.
Yeah! But like, you know, there's like South Asians, Central Asians, West Asians, Palestinians are Asians, you know, it's in Asia.
well, even like the concept of I like don't say Middle East anymore because there is no Middle East. Like that was like a colonial imperialist term that was like laid on a region that is actually West Asia.
Yeah.
And I literally did not know that until like the last 18 months. I just hadn't thought I was like, oh, the Middle East, yeah, that's over there. Like, you know, and it's intentional, right? It's intentionally meant to divide the Asian community, the Asian continent, like the Asian people. And it makes so much sense why the so-called West wanted to do that.
Yeah, well, we were the Far East.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
The Far East and
All of our people at the same time.
Yes. Yeah. And divided our lands at the same time.
They decided to go to Asia after World War II.
Imagine if social media had existed back then.
You know,
Before World War II, too, like the Dutch colonized Asia, like all of Southeast Asia
I guess
was
I meant
colonized.
more U.S. imperialism.
Yeah, U.S. is Vietnam.
I think about that sometimes, but just seeing how things are playing out, I think people will still be silent.
Maybe.
You
Like
know?
the good Germans, as they say. Yeah.
So did your company, organization, I guess I should say organization, come about from the Stop Asian Hate movement?
Yeah, it came about, I started personally, I got assaulted like in 2012 when I first moved to my apartment in Jackson Heights. I was walking home from the subway and had a bag, and this guy came behind me, pulled like my tote bag towards him and started choking me. And I had taken one self-defense class like 10 years ago. It took me a while to like just even understand what was going on, and then I just reverted back to that class, and they tell you to scream no, and I just went like really loud, like, and I'm very loud, and the guy like looked at me like in fear and ran away.
Wow.
And I like ran after him.
You ran after him?
It's all adrenaline.
Are you supposed to run after?
No! No!
New Yorkers are just as unhinged.
Yes!
I'm like,
Try me.
try me.
Exactly.
Wow.
Yeah, they picked the wrong one.
My therapy is too expensive.
Yeah. So, like, I remember I was not hurt because I defended myself successfully, but I was, like, mentally messed up. Like, I couldn't walk down that block for years.
Wow.
I was, like, afraid to leave my apartment. You know, I live alone. And when the spa shooting happened in Atlanta, I saw that happening on a national scale. 2021.
2021, right?
Yeah, I saw that on a national scale for people that look like us. Like everyone was like afraid of leaving their. It was like this like mass like, you know, fear. Especially it was like, you know, height of pandemic, and so I just decided to mail out self-defense kits to Asian folks all across the country that year. I probably did like a couple of hundred. And then the next year was when Michelle Go passed away. I made the subway safety video based on my experiences with the fire department, training around subways and working on live subway tracks. And then the next month, Christina Lee died. And so I just made a post with all the leftover stuff I had from the year before. I was like, free self-defense kits for Asian women. And it freaking blew up. Yeah. And that's how Angry Asian Womxn got started. Because I was just like, oh, I have to figure out how. I like stopped it at 500. I was like, how do I mail 500? Like,
that's so much.
Yeah.
Wow.
But like,
talk about labor of love.
But we did that. We did like a couple thousand that year. Yeah. And, you know, just it became more than just me. It was like a bunch of people that I recruited to volunteer. A lot of people donated. So I was like, okay, this is beyond me now. This is like a bunch of people like helping out doing this.
That's so beautiful.
Thanks.
And you had some experience in organizing from before that you could then funnel and focus directly on supporting Asian women. But I wonder if you can talk about some of that experience from before, and you know a lot about the organizing world and the like activist world, the good and the bad. Right?
We're gonna talk about the bad today.
Let's hear a little. Yeah. Like, do you want some tea, Laura? I mean, or do you have?
Good.
You're good. Okay. Yeah. So. Yeah, what? Tell us like about what you love about your fellow organizers, and you know, like, is that just your social circle now? Like, I'm finding that the more I go into like the work I care about and meet the people who are also aligned, like those are the people that I'd want to spend my time with, right? Like they become actual friends and family.
Yeah.
I find it hard to hang out with other people now. You know, I'm like, you don't care about humanity, bye. You know, like
it's like we've had these talks before about losing friends since October 7th, and I just, you know, it is really hard, especially now that Trump is president, that like I don't know if you have like liberal friends that have done this who have been silent about Palestine, and then they're like, oh, we're going to the hands-off protest.
Yes.
And I'm just like, well, now, like, how come the past year and a half you didn't go to a damn protest?
Oh, you know how to protest? Oh, interesting. You know how to post about it? Oh, okay.
Exactly. And they didn't post or anything about Palestine.
I actually had a little bit of hope about that day. The day was supposed to be
a Palestine march,
and then the hands-off movement commandeered it, basically.
Why couldn't they do it the day after? I just don't understand.
Right? I mean, but it was intentional, right? Because
absolutely,
they were like, "Oh crap, this is gaining a lot of momentum. We're going to have too many people in a really coordinated way across the country that are showing up." Like, and it's like they set the liberals out.
Yes.
They like activated the liberals, and of course there's more of them.
Oh yeah.
Right? So yeah, I had hope though at first. I'm like, oh, this sounds good. And I was like, wait. Yeah. And I still even had hope until after the day to see what the like images and the content that would come out of it would be. And then I was like, oh.
Yeah, they washed out Palestine. I mean, like I made like a post criticizing this, and some people were like, oh, but in New York City there's a lot of people who had Palestine signs or show for Palestine, and that is amazing. However, Palestine was not part of like the core messaging of Hands Off. Palestine groups and Palestinians weren't a core part of the organizers nationally, and they could say that it's autonomous, but we know that it's intentional because we've been doing this work for a year and a half, and to not be included like this is a slap in the face. And really what it was about, like the post I made was like my feelings, because the next day there was a horrible massacre in Gaza, and we saw journalists died, we saw like children being beheaded, and to know that like that's great that there's Palestine stuff in New York City. That wasn't the case for a lot of cities nationally. I know upstate in Hudson Valley, we had folks go to the rallies up there. They're the only ones who showed up for Palestine, like our people. So a lot of these small towns, we've seen the photos, like there's no Palestine stuff. Like maybe like in a large city, sure. But it's just disappointing. It's just like, wow, there was this huge mobilization the day before, and then they just did this massacre. Like they can do whatever they want.
Right.
It's just like, it makes you feel upset. I made me feel really upset.
Yeah.
I was upset already.
And then your post made some
liberals upset.
Yeah, some Asian liberals upset.
How do you not connect the dots in seeing that it's all connected?
Yes.
Trump, Elon Musk, the fact that they are able to become in power is literally related to how we can send bombs to kill children. It's all the same thing.
Yes, it's all the same thing.
You know what I mean? Like the inability to connect the dots, sometimes I'm just like, Laura, don't go on your high horse. Just let people do it. But then other times I'm just like, what the hell? How could you not see it?
Yeah, it's like choosing not to see it because they want the Zionists at their rallies. Well, the liberal Zionists anyway.
I think like those Asian liberals that were in your comments on that post you're talking about are really interesting to to think about their psyche, and it's exactly what Laura's saying, like, because they're like almost insistent on not connecting those dots, like they're like just like digging their heels in as to like, remember when one person was like, I'm on your team, and you're like,
being like, no, we're not.
You're like, no, actually, no. And then another person was also like, well, what would you have us do? You're like, everything that I talk about, like on my page. But it's so, you can see what they tell themselves in their minds to prevent them from connecting the dots.
But it's more about, I feel like, preventing criticism, and it's like
they don't want to be criticized.
Yeah, they don't want. It's a form of suppression to be like, oh, you're being divisive. Oh, that's not very nice. Oh, you're not building a big tent for us. And it's like, you are like, the liberals are the ones that hold more power and more influence in society, more money. It's up to the hands-off organizers to be inclusive and to listen to these criticisms and take it to heart for the next action. And it's not to be like, we're not gonna fuck with you because of this. It's like, nah, like, do better and we can have this big tent together. But if you're not willing to do that work, then if people are reactionary and defensive to hear criticism, you're just not going to be a better activist or organizer. I get freaking criticized all the time. We did like a Ramadan mutual aid day, Jackson Heights, at the end of Ramadan. And we partnered with someone from our network's auntie owns a ABA, autism ABA company. I didn't know anything about how harmful this was to autistic people, and one
organization?
One of the contributors to the zine is autistic and wrote me an email just like, hey, autistic advocates don't like ABA because of these reasons. And I wasn't defensive, and I was just like, I'm really sorry, I had no idea. These are the things we're going to do to move forward. I made a post acknowledging what happened and apologizing for it. We had pro-autistic literature in the form of zines that we handed out with the food. And, I try to be as transparent, and but part of it is we're all going to make mistakes, and no one's perfect, but we have to take it, and learn from it. And people are harmed by our actions, whether we intend to hurt them or not. And it's up to us to, I feel like the Palestinian solidarity advocates, activists, and Palestinians were offended by Hands Off because of this, they missed the mark on the messaging. And listen, you have to take that criticism and do better next time. And it's not, I feel like it's pretty normal. know, like people don't like
I
it.
think also that's what keeps our movements from moving forward.
Yes.
Both ways, because I think so many people are afraid to make a mistake, so then they don't do anything. And then another thing is when you are called out, you don't own up to it and have like hubris, right? So I see a lot of people saying on social media, a lot of our like fellow comrades who are like, you just have to have the same mission and move forward. The divisiveness, it's what keeps us from moving forward. But at the same time, I'm like, but isn't that sometimes causing harm to others? You know what I mean? Like, even with liberals and how they're still Democrats within our movement, and so many people are like, don't criticize AOC and Bernie Sanders because we have to move forward. Don't criticize Cory Booker. But it's like, those are the very people that I feel like are doing harm.
Yeah, they're sending billions to Israel.
I know. So
Cory Booker is the next day.
What do you say to that?
Same with what Leah said. I'm like, we're not on the same team. I'm like, if you're not for Palestine, we're not on the same team, period.
Okay, yeah.
Some people think they're for Palestine, though. They'll say they are, and then they like vote for the, party that's overseeing genocide.
Right.
And you're like, and they think that doesn't make them not for Palestine. That, you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
and we're like, no, that doesn't make you anti-genocide. You're supporting genocide.
Right.
But what do you do when the people don't claim to not see it themselves, right? It's just
another good example that happened last year was, remember when Jamal Bowman was, he's your congresswoman, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, he was about to lose his seat, and they had a big rally in the Bronx. And I believe it was the DSA were rallying people to go door knocking for him. And Wall, within our lifetime, protested them for not doing better for Palestine. So it was kind of this like clash of like in the Palestinian liberation movement of like the more moderate people and like the more radical people. And it was very interesting. I really do feel that like people like the DSA and people who do work within the system for what they call it, like harm reduction, you're sapping like the movement of its people to do radical work, to go door knocking for voting, which is like extremely like time consuming work. Yeah. And you're not going to go door knocking for Jamal and go throw a brick like the next day. So I just feel like, we just have to, I mean, in my lifetime, I've never seen so many people stand up for Palestine in such radical ways, in such numbers. So it is really, really inspiring to see. And it's just a matter of 20 years ago, this wasn't the case. So maybe we can just keep moving forward with our organizing to get those people to become more radicalized.
I think it's maybe... I find it hard to have patience for the more moderate, more liberal. Me too. I think we all do, which is why we connect. And also, I'm like, okay, maybe maybe I keep going this way, but I extend my hand to be like, are you ready to grab and to find a way to not completely expel somebody because they say some dumb thing that shows they don't really get it. But I think we do need to be protective of the liberal Zionist view, for example. I think that's a huge reason why the movement's really stuck where it is. And I guess we have to just keep applying our critical thinking and our humanity to individual situations, individual relationships, and to make our understanding really clear. Because what else can we do? We can't change someone else's mind, right? And I don't know how much good it does to try to cancel somebody, or not that it could, but I don't know how much, because for a while there's some people, some big names, I've talked to you about this a lot, but some big names who they are really known for Palestine, but their analysis sucks at the end of the day. But it's not that obvious. You know, like you wouldn't know. And we've talked about this.
Spill the tea. Who are you talking about?
I can't. I will not.
Example of the bad analysis.
I mean, people that will continue to normalize Israel as a country. And you say it by constantly saying Israel, or like, well, where are the Israelis going to go if there's a one-state solution? Or
New York, Brooklyn.
But like Israel does exist.
It does exist.
Reality.
It exists, a fact.
So
yeah.
them saying, like, affirming Israel as an ethno-state, how is that problematic to you?
I mean, I think like we have to challenge it as like, even we challenging America. Like I often use it in quotes now, right? Like to be like, not to say it doesn't exist. America does exist, but like I don't think that the way it currently is, and the fact that there's never really been reparations for indigenous people, for Black Americans, like that needs to be repaired. So I think like we just can't throw the word around like, you know, I think there just needs to be more information, because we're in a time where like people aren't able to think critically about it. So if you just say Israel, like I used to hear Israel all the time. I was like, yeah, it's just a country, just like anything else. But there just needs to be more behind it. And I think the normalizing conversation. So there's another person who like, you know, like they've written a book about Gaza, like they're known as like a, you know, leading voice in it. I'm just saying they generally, but that it may or may not be their pronoun. But like, there's video of this person recently, like condemning the resistance.
Oh,
interesting.
That's not.
I'll show you guys a video.
Yeah.
And so
Right
that's on air.
They are for the liberation of Palestine.
They call themselves, yeah, I mean, they call themselves anti-Zionist,
Okay.
and they are being pushed forward. They appear in major publications.
Oh.
You'll see their book everywhere. But
those are the types of people that get pushed forward.
that's what I mean.
Yeah,
And
or
so
like
this is
radicals.
this is
Yeah.
problematic for the overall narrative, because it keeps the general public who aren't like us and like have like poured over the information and tried to get the facts as much as possible, or even not without the facts. Some of us just know on a guttural level, like, this is wrong, occupation is wrong. So there's people that are like, oh, but Israel exists, and like there's good people in Israel, which yes, absolutely. Humans are humans. All humans have like the right to live, and but like people can get stuck there without the critical understanding
Right.
of like, it's not even the history, it's the current of what's happening. And so it's normalizing language to say that, and it's problematic to criticize. I mean, like what it's like their right to have armed resistance. Any occupied people and nation have a right to armed resistance against the occupier.
100%.
That's like international law, right?
Yeah.
Like
Everybody has such a different perspective on how to get to liberation. I'm not saying that
Yeah.
this person is right, because obviously you know how I feel about it, but I think that's why our like liberal radical spaces are so divided, is because we all believe it should be done in a specific way.
Yeah.
And that's why we're talking about too. We have friends who still believe in the Democrats. And their whole thing is you need people to have an entry point. You know, like if it's Cory Booker or AOC or Bernie Sanders, it's like at least they're getting interested in the more progressive issues. And what you're saying about this person, it's like at least they are talking about Gaza, and then maybe the rest is up to them I don't know. I don't know what the right way is, because I still haven't figured it out.
I think the question, though, I know nobody has a crystal ball. Well, you
Right.
kind of do, because you're an astrologer and you are, you know, you have psychic powers. But like, you know, nobody knows like what's going to happen. But I think what I'm interested in is like, why are only the moderates pushed
it's more
forward?
palatable.
Right. So
Yeah.
that's problematic to me. Like,
because they're part of the system.
Right. So the system intentionally only pushes forward the moderates,
Right.
the so-called radical more views, like they don't get to access. Like nobody gets access to
Don't
them.
want change in that way.
Which is that's so problematic. Then we're all just gonna keep the status quo.
But I think you have to, like we say, make the revolution irresistible.
Yeah.
You have to couch it in a way that's like, oh yeah, you want to be a part of this.
Yeah.
It's really radical.
Yeah.
You know, and radical doesn't mean just violence, right? It just means community care and like masking and these things.
Yeah.
How I see it, like, is that, like, all the different, I guess, factions, shall we say, that's going against fascism, right? The larger resistance. We all, like, the radicals help push the moderates more left. And we've seen this in our lifetime.
Yeah.
Trans stuff was not at the forefront 25 years ago.
Yeah.
Remember when Will and Grace was like, whoa, that was on TV? And it's like every kid, like so many like young people, like the majority of them are freaking queer and trans.
Yeah.
And it's like, it wasn't a big deal until, you know, the right started weaponizing it. But like that started becoming more, like that was like radicals pushing moderates more left for you know, sex and sexuality and gender. And I feel the same way about Palestine. It's like just existing en masse and doing mutual aid and community care will be also attractive because, listen, you're talking about Cory Booker, AOC, Bernie. This is all narcissistic politics, right? Like you're following a leader of some type. Also, I do want to say that there are rallies and there are things or something called controlled opposition, which is like actions that are sanctioned by the state because like it involves politicians, it involves permits, and it's safe. Like the cops are going to beat you up going to a Bernie rally, but they're going to beat you up going to a Palestine rally. That's for damn sure. Right. And he's a damn Zionist to begin with. He's a damn liberal Zionist. But because we have social media now and we can say these things en masse, where it's not just one person, one leader, and it's like multiple decentralized groups saying the same message, then maybe that will attract more people to the left instead of being like, why am I doing at this Bernie rally? He's not running for election.
It took me 8 years, a full Venus cycle, to become this radicalized, because my first march was the Women's March.
Oh, I was there too!
Yeah, and I wore my pussy hat, and I literally thought that was it. I was like, my First Amendment rights, you know? And then, like, going along and reading about revolutionary theory, I'm like, oh, that wasn't it, Laura.
And that's fine.
And that's fine, but that was my entry point.
Yeah.
You said narcissists.
Yes.
I want to talk more. I want to talk more about narcissists within social justice movements. Because what the fuck?
We
like
another hour for this one.
I mean,
I just a whole like series. There's all different types of narcissists.
No, I mean to me that's just like I still can't wrap my mind around how. I mean, I get it because narcissists are going to latch onto anything that they can exploit.
Right. And we're very exploitable because we're empathetic.
Right.
We're so exploitable.
I feel like I feel so dumb, and I think this is why I'm personally like with like the liberal Zionists that I'm kind of pointing to, and the people in the movement that I'm like,
Now she's suspicious.
But no, I'm just like because I so blindly was like, ooh yeah,
You're doing something.
But I was being like misled.
Yes,
you know. Yes, so that's why I'm like so about it.
We're talking about scammers, by the way.
Yeah, scammers.
There's scammers in the movement.
What the hell? Like it's
people
a thing.
Who try to personally profit off a damn genocide. They should be shamed. Sean King, we could name him. That's a really prime example. But there's
he's like an extreme
out there
about him.
Yeah, but there's a lot of Sean Kings that are not as famous or they're wannabes, but there are scammers out there for sure.
So what are the warning signs?
Yeah, warning signs.
Oh man, there's so many warning signs. I mean, social media can be problematic because if people are doing stuff just for like social media likes, and if like organizations are centered around like one person's personality, I find like those things are kind of like red flags when it's not like a decentralized platform, you know, organizing where it's just like, all right, like this person is the group.
Or sometimes there's no organization, there's no actions.
Okay,
it's
yeah,
just right.
it's just
Sometimes it's just
posting.
the person,
Right.
and you're like, oh, what are they actually doing?
It's true.
And it's like you see their accounts just getting giant and giant and giant.
Yes.
And then you start hearing sort of whispers from other people like, oh, this person is not inclusive with other, like if we talk about the Palestinian movement, like we know people like who are Palestinian themselves that have kind of been shunned by people who are in the movement. And it's like a really personal and painful experience for the person, you know, who's like, wait, I don't understand why we're not all together, especially when
It's like a cool club.
yeah, there's like a
cool
click
club thing.
like a click thing kind of happens.
Gatekeep, what's it called?
Yeah,
Gatekeep,
there's
girl boss.
Yeah.
Gatekeep,
So
gaslight, girl boss.
That
happens a lot.
That happens, right? And it's like, it's so bizarre because it's like, what? Why would you do that when people are literally dying?
I know.
You know,
it's
and
such a crime.
But it just comes literally from narcissism, right?
It comes from narcissism. I believe it comes from narcissism, and like, you know, I really don't know if it's like a symptom of there's a lot of narcissists in the movement now because of social media, or in the world because of social media, etc. But like, it's I've dealt with a lot of narcissists, maybe like lower grade than Sean King in the movement. I feel like these liberals that, from the comments that we were talking about earlier, like exhibit narcissistic qualities because the posts had pictures of Palestinians dying in horrific ways. And they hijacked the comments to talk about their feelings. And like, you know, the point of that was to like move people to action, to be like, oh my God, this is horrible. We need to do more. I mean, that's how I felt when I heard the news from Gaza. I was like, what are we going to do now? We have to do something more because it's gotten worse. It got worse like than before the ceasefire. It's just worse there now.
Yeah.
But I feel like I'm not doing enough, and I do a lot, and I'm just like, how are these people here telling me that like their feelings are hurt?
Right.
Bullshit.
They're like, you made me feel bad when I made some effort to do something.
Yeah.
I don't even know if they did though. Those people in the comments, it wasn't even clear that they actually themselves went to the protest. They were just mad that you were criticizing
Yes.
it. And you're like,
who
how?
cares? I know a lot of people went to protest. I think it's great. However, it deserves critique. Just like things that I've done deserve critique as well.
Do narcissists, is it a thing where they can't handle criticism?
Yes.
Okay.
That is like a
so that's a red flag. If you're like, because nobody's perfect, people are going to make mistakes, and people, not even to do with perfectionism, but like people are going to disagree. Like you might just like kind of disagree with somebody, and that's okay. But to not be able to hold that and to take it personally, that's like red flag.
They also have this intuitive sense of someone's weak points.
Yes.
They take the weak points.
What the heck is that?
Love bomb, or they pay attention to them, and then they weaponize those feelings against them.
Yes.
100%.
How do you defend yourself against that?
You recognize it.
Right.
You recognize it, and then you're like, you know, you distance yourself from the narcissist.
Yeah, strong boundaries.
Right, because there's no other way to conflict resolution.
What about so if you've extricated or prevented yourself from getting involved, but you see them continue to harm others or drag them into their web, is that our business?
Yeah, I feel like it is if they're like comrades for sure, and if it's like harmful.
Yeah.
And I do want to say like the love bombing stuff. Sometimes you don't see it because like you're meeting people for the first time, and you're just like, oh, this is how they are. They're very helpful. They're very kind.
Right.
I need help because like there's always help needed.
Yeah.
And this is like I'm speaking from personal experience here. And then it's like later on, you're just like, oh, they're a narcissist. Like, and I got love bombed. Like sometimes you just don't see it right away.
I think
you know?
I'm just such a suspicious person. The love bombing freaks me. Leah knows. It freaks me out.
You're like, why are you love bombing me? You don't know me.
I'm like, you don't know me. Why are you saying this to me?
No, that's good. It's really good. But I feel like because we do a lot of mutual aid, like people sometimes like narcissists are like, oh, like something I can take advantage of for myself, you know?
Like what in what way? Like they'll actually
Like
be recipients of the mutual aid that's meant for someone else? Or?
No, like they see us as being very generous people.
Oh, because you're helping other people. They think they can be helped too. Like
or
they'll
they
be
can
applied.
join the group and like take it over and use it for attention for themselves. Use it to like boost their social media because they're doing something cool. And it's just like, yeah, that's not what this is about. This is kind of about what we're doing, period. But yeah, like I definitely like strong boundaries around narcissists. And there's like the, you know, if they're bad, you go no contact. If you have to work with them, you do gray rock. Do you know what gray rock?
No, but tell us. I know what you mean, but yeah, tell us.
Gray rock is just like not giving them.
You be
like,
a gray rock.
You're just not giving them more. You're
Like
just
blah.
yes, no,
Yeah.
exactly. Not extra, right? You're just like, you know, talk, communicate as
needed.
And
when you see them in communal spaces, you're just like, hi.
Exactly. Or not high at all. Whatever. They don't have to, you know, they just want that supply of like your attention and I don't know. It is, I feel like the more awareness that people talk about it, like then people can recognize the signs and like, but you know, I've seen it ruin organizations and groups and you've seen it as well. I'm sure you have as well.
Yep.
It's
and also full transparency of where the money is going.
Oh, the money! That's a number one thing. Is the money?
Where's the money going?
Defensive about the money is such a huge red flag.
That's how I found out about a particular group. Is like, well, the reason I got involved was because they were being other people were accusing them of like not being financially transparent, but they were like, no, we have it. It's just we need to put it out. And I believed them. And so I was like, I'm going to help you. And like that financial transparency never came. And then after like 6 weeks of like trying to be, you know, supportive, I'm like, oh, it's not coming because you're lying. Because it was such a no-brainer to me. I'm like, oh my God, just like clear your name, show the numbers, like, and I'll.
It's a spreadsheet. It's a spreadsheet.
You don't have to do it.
Report to the IRS. So they must have.
I don't know. I mean, they must have it, but they're not. If you're honest, you have nothing to hide.
Right.
If you're hiding something, it means like. You know, it's just like, but it's, anyway, financial transparency is a major thing.
That's a really good one.
No, but like when you're like, where did the money go? Because I can see there's people who, like the Samir project, they like are very detailed with what went where. I think they might even do like a daily kind of tally up or something, or even just like I have friends that raise funds more for specific families, but they always like delineate, you know, this is how much we got today. And this is, even like this much went to this person's rent. This much went to this person procuring water. So it's kind of almost like obvious in that way then, because you're like somebody who is really doing aid and putting money where they claim to be are going to be excited to share that, right? Because they know that those donating and helping want to know too.
Yeah.
So the lack of transparency is like major red flag.
Yeah, especially when people are asking for it.
Yeah.
Like, and for a long time.
Behavior.
Yeah.
And also along the same lines, it's like fundraising without saying what the money's for. Like there's like
it's just for collective liberation.
Or an idea. Like I saw like a campaign that was like, I want to raise $250,000 to open up a community space.
Ooh.
And it's like they don't have a budget. They didn't find.
I wonder if this is the one that we saw. Anyway, maybe. Oh,
yeah, we'll talk about it. But but it's like, well, why?
Because I saw somebody who was raising that same amount.
Yeah.
But you're right. There was no details.
Yeah, and you're like, why 250?
Right.
Like, why not 100? Why not? You know, it's like, how did you get that number? How are you going to spend this $250,000 without like showing us a budget, which is like the very basics of like,
so that's maybe
doing a project.
It's potentially somebody who is seeing this current climate of people who want to be a part of mutual aid movements, but like finding a way to like make a profit for themselves, right?
Yeah, I mean, we've seen it. Oh, this is unfortunate, but yeah, like we've seen people steal donations in this way in the past before Palestine as well.
That was wild to me, where people were like, people in the U.S. were running GoFundMe's for people in Gaza, and then they would just disappear.
Yeah,
like that literally happened.
Yeah. Remember
like,
the boycott, the DEI boycotts.
Which one?
Well,
Which,
the recent one and then it became branded the Al Sharpton boycotts, but at the same time, this white guy, did you?
That
had a GoFundMe for $125,000.
He made like $100,000. Oh, was it over $100,000?
Something around that range.
You're like, why?
Building a website to boycott. I'm like, boycott is free. And then he like monetized it, right? For making I'm like, what website costs that much money? Like, that's insane. It's a lot of money. I'm like, you buy that's a down payment. So like, I don't know.
It also just makes me think about the Answer the Call campaign in the summer with Harris, where like the white women raised how much money? And like, so
in a day! In one Zoom call!
One Zoom call, they raised so much money, and then they did it again, and you're just like, yeah, it's really interesting.
Flush down the toilet.
Yeah.
The Harris campaign.
You just wonder. So that tells you people want to be part of something, right? People want to help. People want to like put their money in a cause they believe in. But like, people are so misguided.
Yeah, and there should be like training around like fundraising literacy for donors. Like, this is what things you should look out for in a campaign.
Yeah.
Narcissistic leadership.
And both, yeah. It's all the same.
But I think like in this country.
About this.
Yeah.
Yes, there should be.
I've had too many experiences with, especially women, narcissistic women leaders who think they are doing something for the collective, but they're taking on this project as a way to like play victim or something. I don't know.
To censor themselves.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like, I'm doing this. Yes. It's like, well, what about Palestine? It's not about you. It's about where, that's like the messed up part.
Healed people.
Yes, that's what it is.
These like movements, and it's like, go to therapy, babe, or like go get EMDR.
Yeah, they love it. It's like
a drug.
Yeah, social justice. It's like a never-ending parade of people to take advantage of.
Yes.
Right,
unfortunately,
and the people who are interested in and joining these movements are, like what you said earlier, like driven by empathy and their humanity, and so really vulnerable to people like who claim to need the help or do the love bombing and all this. But yeah, like I was like very naive. I'm like, oh, obviously no one's gonna do that.
Me too.
Planted seeds of suspicion.
I think I needed it though.
Leah would send me these reels, and I'm like, the energy's off. I don't know what it is about this person, the person that she was. The scammer.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know what it is about this person. The energy's off, but I don't have like evidence to back this up.
Right.
You just have to wait.
Yeah.
They will reveal themselves.
Sometimes they don't, or they will reveal it to you and me and us, but then not to the majority. Right. You're just like, I'm watching these.
You have to listen to your body though.
Yeah.
Because even if they don't reveal it, there's something in your body that's sending a signal.
This is what people need to know. And this is like getting more attuned to your body's messaging is like important for so many things. Yeah.
I do want to say too about this, because you said about women leadership, that there is also a connection with white supremacy, white privilege, and narcissism, because they're used to having themselves centered all the time.
That's true.
And then they're like, have this white savior complex when dealing with these larger issues, whether it be Palestine, whether it be COVID, whether it be whatever issue that impacts people of color, marginalized people the most. And they'll be like, well, I'm going to speak for them because,
and like maybe not even knowing that that's what they're doing. You mean like just because we live in a white supremacist society that has told them that their word is the best. Yes. They're sort of like, they really think they're helping.
Yeah.
That, and I feel like
or they're taking advantage.
No, it's 100%.
Yeah.
But it's also that, like, as radicals, if you're white and a radical, it is your responsibility to work on your white privilege, to learn about it and to dismantle it, because this narcissist stuff will keep cropping up over and over again.
I think as like, quote, Americans, it's the same thing. Like I'm like so grateful that I'm a person of color now. I'm like, yeah, you know.
We have to take these classes like the white people do. We already know about white privilege.
But I'm still born, raised, and educated in this country, and I have to check that privilege, you know,
we all have
and to check
privileges.
that, like, yeah. So I'm like, I'm still American at the end of the day, and like that has to be interrogated, and like I think this is where humility comes into play, right? Like you have to own. It's like, I think about like, so I have friends, white friends, who have woken up over the past like 5 years, and they go through like stages of grief, almost accepting their whiteness and
Like
being
no
like,
brunch. Wow, wow. Like, no brunch. This is not fair.
no, but just like as they realize and they observe the world, they're like, oh my God, like we're
complicit.
Yeah, she's just like, oh,
Yeah.
and like it really, it's hard. It was hard for me to realize what, as an American, my tax dollars do, and like what my country does, you know. And but what was my point? My point was, it's not about like, oh, all white people are bad,
right,
or all Americans are bad. It's just like we need to just be honest about how our identity impacts others.
Yeah. And how to dismantle that.
Yeah.
Because not, like, being ignorant about it is not an excuse. There's been decades and decades of work around this that people need to, like, tap into. But it's about dismantling it and creating a better world and, like, uplifting the people who are most affected by these things, and not just listening to another version of a white person like saying something that doesn't really affect them.
Yeah.
It's just we need to take the power back.
Yeah. Whiteness has to be decentered.
Yes. It's the same thing also what you're talking about, like about Israelis. It's the same, and liberals. It's like the same defensive-ness and not acknowledging like their role and harm. It's like, you know, you might, it's going back to like my apology about ABA. It's like very basics of being an ally is like, you know, we're all gonna like hurt people whether we intend to or not, but it's about like recognizing that we've done it and apologizing for it and finding ways to rectify it, and without doing that work, people just aren't going to do it. And this is just also my experience of calling people out for, you know, being white supremacists in the movement. Like, it's like the same reactions, you know?
Yeah.
And it's all about narcissism at the end of the day, you know, right?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, we should have like a after hours cha where we talk about narcissism. The actual cha.
And name names.
Yes. That is for Patreon exclusive.
Thank you.
That's such a good idea.
I was telling Leah we need to have like a paid version where we spell the actual cha.
Yes, why not?
Should we
do a rapid fire? We got a few rapid fire. I'll let Laura start.
So if there was no such thing as capitalism or colonialism, what would you be doing?
Hanging out with my dog and doing art or something. Yeah.
You do that. You've like melded that into your activism.
But then you wouldn't have to do like
that kind of art. You could do free art, whatever you wanted. Yeah.
What would you all do?
I would live upstate on a farm and frolic.
Yeah.
And write all day and read books.
Nice.
Yeah. I think definitely read books and cook. I think like figure out how to cook lots of different things. Mm-hmm. Korean dishes, more Korean dishes.
Ooh.
But just like hang out. Like be together and like
not work.
And bring more people together. I saw this video, this reel where it was a family with like young children, and something happened like financially, so they had to move in with like one of the parents. Do you see? And then it was like, wait, I was told that this is not how life should be. Like a multi-generational home is like a failure.
But they're a white couple, right?
I think so. Yeah.
So it's like in Asian culture, that's normal.
Right. But this is like, it's a reckoning though. It's like a reckoning of the myth of the nuclear family. You're a nuclear family, you're all by yourself when like a partner is working, or like nuclear family includes two people. So like if a partner is working or sick or whatever, you're on your own.
Yeah, but if you have disabled and you're raising children,
but like you
like a multi-generational,
it's like it's so much more. There's so much more support. So I imagine just like being able to live like that. Yeah. That also requires a lot of therapy with like the previous generations. But
you can adopt new ones.
The chosen family idea, right?
Exactly.
How will you know that like liberation is here, that we have achieved it? What will?
I feel like the end of capitalism is a good sign of that, especially in this country, and we might be seeing the end of it soon.
China just hit back with like massive tariffs. So
I know I eat a lot of Chinese food. I mean, like imported, like a lot of stuff imported from China, and a lot of Asian small businesses we know are going to be impacted, like Chinatown. But yeah, it's just this country right now. It feels like Chipotle, right? Like Chipotle used to be a place where people would go and get a nice filling meal. And then as more, when they try to appease their investors, they like skip out on the portions, the quality of the food, and then people stop going. It's like Trump and Elon Musk are stripping the capitalist system of America, for their personal gain. And it's just a matter of time before
it all implodes.
Yeah, we get a local Mexican spot instead of Chipotle.
Yeah. Oh my God, I remember my first trip to Mexico in college, and I'll never forget. It was like a woman just cooking outside of her home. It looked like it was just like just off the sidewalk, and there was a huge line of local people. I don't even remember what town it was. It was something drivable from LA. So. And I had like shrimp tacos that were like less than $1 each, and they were so delicious, just like so good. Better than any of the fancy Mexican restaurants in LA that I had been to. So we need more of that.
Chipotle.
Yeah. I don't even think Chipotle existed yet.
I'm just kidding.
Back then.
Yeah. No, I'm not like, it's not commercial for Chipotle, but it was like a thing that people used to go to, and now it's not. Yeah.
I used to love Chipotle.
Yeah. It was like an easy, like, I'm vegan, like, it was a chain where I could get a vegan meal. Oh well. Yeah.
I guess last question, unless you have more.
No.
What's one thing somebody or your followers wouldn't know about you that you think would surprise them?
I mean, some of my followers know that I'm a firefighter, but I feel like that's like a surprising part because it doesn't go with this stuff. But yeah, I'm the first Asian woman firefighter in New York City. A lot of people
and you still
might
are.
not know that. I'm retiring. I'm disabled from my job, so that does enable me to have more time to spend doing this, but I'm in the process of retiring. Yeah. So, and I guess that people will be surprised by that too.
How long have you been a firefighter?
20 years.
So you were a firefighter during 9/11?
No, I took the test right after 9/11. So I got on 2005, so 4 years after 9/11.
Oh yeah, why can't I do math?
I was like, what are you saying? You're Asian. Why are you so bad at math? Just kidding, stereotypes.
Years ago, right? Oh my God.
Yeah. 24 years ago.
Wow.
24 years.
Yeah, this year.
But you've probably seen some crazy shit.
I have, and I worked with primarily Trump voting population of mostly white men. Yeah, so it is like different than this life. So I think the fire department folks would be surprised at me doing this.
They don't know you do this?
I don't really talk about like this stuff at work because it's not a safe space to talk about it. And they don't agree with me. So what's the point of arguing with people? Like, I used to be the president of the United Women Firefighters for like 6 years and did a lot to change policies to get more women to become firefighters. And that made me very not liked in the FDNY. So, and I was fighting so much with people to the point where I was just like, I have to stop fighting with them because they do not hold power here. They are not going to change policies. I'm taking my fight to the people up top and fuck what these other people think. Because they're going to think it anyway, whether I do this or not. They're going to like criticize everything that I do. So I might as well just do it and just like take it. And, you know, I do have a lot of post-traumatic stress from doing that work because it was like, you know, at a time it was very like just not welcoming for me in the fire department spaces. And now that at the end of my career, I don't spend like very much time in those spaces because I'm just so burnt out.
You retire after 20 years, right?
Yes. Yeah. My punch and tear. Yeah. But yeah, that was the plan when I applied. I applied when I was 21. I got the job when I was 24. And I was like, all right, I'm going to become a firefighter, work for 20 years, and then become a full-fledged activist. And it's kind of funny.
You manifested it. It's not funny, right? You manifested it. You planted the seed.
Yeah.
Wow.
I love it.
Yeah, pretty amazing.
Thank you for your service.
Yeah.
In all the ways.
In all the ways.
I appreciate that. Yeah.
But thank you so much for being here and for talking to us. This was really fun.
Yeah.
Thank
you.
Yeah, likewise. It was so much fun. I feel like it's just a nice kiki.
Yeah. Thank you.